Hello there my fellow holotable heroes and welcome to another SWGOH video. So I'm back here in Sith Raid Phase 1 taking on Nihilist. Now if you've been following my channel, you know I've already done a video showing General Skywalker with 501st clones doing about 75% here in Phase 1 of the Sith Raid. And then already I kind of indicated that there is a potential probably to solo this. And now thanks to a small change in the AI of Nihilist here in the Sith Raid, solo has become possible. So I've noticed this change a few weeks ago and I started testing different strategy, different mods, and now I was able now to find like a consistent way of soloing this. So I decided to record one video for you and show you how this whole thing works. Now there are really four things that make these things possible. So the first one being Nihilist, he's doing health damage, so he ignores protection, and thanks to Skywalker's kit, as long as he's taunting, neither him nor clones can fall below 100% health, which actually means that there'll be full protection and full health throughout the battle in Phase 1, no issues whatsoever. The only thing is you have to watch out is for Annihilate, but Nihilist won't do any damage to you at all. Now we see the second thing that makes this possible is Rex's aerial advantage attack. Now you can call it Rexalate, you can call it Rexecute, whatever you will, but his special attack has stacking damage, so the more turns clones take, the more damage this attack will do when it's ready to be used. So towards the end of the phase, this attack will be doing around 10% of Nihilist's health, so you'll be able to quickly burn through him once he hits enrage, while it'll take some time in the beginning to build out damage. Now in terms of mods, I just showed you now here on the screen, it's nothing really special, it's just your standard mods that you would probably have on 501st. So have Rex modded for speed, while the other guys just mod them for offense and damage, and you should be good to go here. Alright, and now the third thing that makes this solo possible is just like a slight, I think there's a slight glitch here, the interaction between 5 sacrifice and Nihilist's attacks, because once Nihilist uses Annihilate and gets somebody to basically 0 health, Skywalker's kit prevents them from dying, so they're probably just standing there having 1 health or something like that, and when Nihilist uses his Force Drain, he does some damage but doesn't kill them, but 5s does get sacrificed, so there is some sort of glitch there that's happening, which anyway I've showed in my original video already, so that's nothing new. And the fourth thing is the one that's actually new, and that is that Nihilist's AI will slightly change, so once he hits enrage, he will still keep resummoning his minions, which means you will be able to regain Unbreakable Will over and over again, and which will give you enough time to kill Nihilist off in the end without any issues. Alright, so now let's just go into the battle hill. Now the first step here is to get Unbreakable Will on Rex. Now if this doesn't happen, you will have to just immediately retreat from the battle and go back in. Now when I was recording this video, I needed to do this about 5 times. So after Rex gets Unbreakable Will, what I like to do is just use basic attacks over there on the minions, just take them out. I do not want to attack Nihilist, need to make sure that Rex takes his second turn before Nihilist does, because this will then align you nicely to use Unbreakable Will before Nihilist does his first Annihilate. So that's the key here, is when Rex gets a turn, he will go first, use his middle ability that applies tenacity up and boosts everybody's turn meter, and then just use basic attacks on the minion, except with General Skywalker, make sure to apply Armor Shred on Nihilist, and then just all the attacks go on the sides, don't attack Nihilist because this will increase his speed, and as I mentioned before, you need Rex to take second turn before Nihilist even takes his first turn. So here we go. So there you go, Rex took his second turn there, just before Nihilist, and this is exactly as we want. And as mentioned before, Nihilist is not doing any damage at all to these guys, because Skywalker's kit prevents that they drop below 100% health as long as he's taunting. And he will have perma-taunt, because as long as he has protection, he will be taunting. And Nihilist does not do damage to protection. So now here, just gonna cycle through abilities here. Keep hitting Nihilist. One thing obviously to keep in mind is I like to save special attacks for when the guys don't have tenacity up. And that's for very reason. If they use basic on Nihilist, they may get defense down. And when Nihilist does his force drain, he will get then quicker to annihilate. And you do not want that, because then you will then miss that alignment between Rex taking the unbreakable will and the first annihilate. Okay, so apply another armor shred here on Nihilist. Here we go. And whenever Rex has, like in this case, both abilities, both his special abilities to use, always use the middle one, booster meter, apply tenacity up, and then use his aerial advantage on his following turn. Okay, so with 5s, I keep calling here General Skywalker to assist, because, you know, his basic does some nice damage here. And once the minions show up, just let's first finish off minions again, prevent you know, Nihilist from getting extra speed. Obviously now we do have aerial advantage already, so let's just go ahead and use it. So we did nearly 800k on the first attempt here, and just finish off the other minion. Okay, here we go. Obviously need to keep an eye on the Annihilate counter here, so I just finish off Assassin now. There we go. So one more turn to Annihilate, so I need to make sure we use it on Rex, and I'll explain why when it comes to it. Here we go. Lots of counterattacks. Again, just call Skywalker to assist. Here we go. So right here, what the reason why, you know, I said you need to take those extra turn in the beginning is so that you can then perfectly align here Rex, because he needs to be the one to take Annihilate. And the reason to do that is because when Nihilist annihilates him, he will reduce his health to 1. He won't kill him, he'll have 1 health, I think. And Rex is the only one from these guys that has an ability that doesn't do any damage, which means he won't recover any health. So that's why it's important here when he does take Unbreakable Will, that his middle ability, that booster meter and apply a tenacity up, is on 1 turn cooldown. So when he comes out of Unbreakable Will, that's the ability he will use. So he will not attack, he will not recover any health. So when Nihilist does his force drain, he will kill him, 5s will sacrifice and bring Rex back to life. So if you don't do that, you won't be able to trigger 5's sacrifice, and then, you know, you probably won't be able to solo this because your clones won't be doing, you know, big damage after 5 sacrifices himself. So let's use Unbreakable Will here. Okay, and I'll just pour in all attacks into Nihilist, making sure he takes a turn before Rex comes out of Unbreakable Will. And there you go, Rex is on low health here, and that's exactly what we want. And now when the Rex comes out of Unbreakable Will, again it's important to use the non-attacking ability here, because if you use his basic, he will recover health, a little bit of health, and the Nihilist's force drain that he will use now won't kill him, which means you won't get a boost from 5 sacrifice. Alright, so let's use the middle ability here, putting tenacity up on everybody. Here we go. In a moment, Nihilist will take a turn here, do his force drain, and kill Rex. And there you go. And 5 sacrificed himself, but as I said, there is a slight glitch here that 5 still stays alive, even though he sacrificed himself. So I'm not sure what's happening, but it's been like this for months now. And CG didn't touch it, so I'm assuming, you know, they'll just leave it as is. So now our clones basically received all the stats from 5, so they are tankier, they are faster, they'll be hitting harder. Alright, time to use another aerial advantage here. So as you can see, clones will start hitting much harder now, whereas before they were, you know, 30-40k, they're doing now 80-90k. And why it's important to stack 5s with offense, so when he's sacrificing himself, all that offense that 5s has will pass on to the other clones. And after 5 sacrifices himself, then actually it's better to call in Echo to assist than General Skywalker, because Echo's basic now will be doing a lot bigger damage. You can see he did over 100k there. So after sacrifice, keep calling Echo to assist instead of Skywalker. But everything else remains the same, just, you know, keep attacking here. Nihilist as we did before, and just using aerial advantage whenever it comes up. There we go. As you can see, Nihilist is now slowly getting close to enrage, and we didn't do a lot of damage yet, but aerial advantage will keep doing more and more damage on every attempt, so we'll be able to burn for him in the end, so no need to worry about that. So there we go. There we go, another aerial advantage here. So did almost 2 million now already. So Nihilist is down to 80% here. Okay, here we go. So the only thing really you need to look out for is, timing that Unbreakable Will with Rex in the beginning. And then, keep an eye on his force drain, making sure that none of your guys have any debuffs, because you want to delay Annihilate, in order for Rex to have his middle ability ready to be used after Unbreakable Will. Alright, here we go. So one more turn to Enrage. Now Nihilist here will use Annihilate on his next turn. So again, have to make sure we do use Unbreakable Will on somebody. Now, the two I like to use Unbreakable Will on are Echo and Arc Trooper. And that's because when you get into phase 2, they both have very good health still, so they'll be quickly able to recover health, so Sign won't be able to kill them. Whereas sometimes when I had to use Rex to use Unbreakable Will here, he came with very low health, and his health still is very low, and it happened a couple of times that actually Sign was able to kill him, and then obviously your phase 2 damage will be much lower without Rex in there. Also trying to save 5s if you can, because of that glitch. Even though you do use Unbreakable Will on 5s, he will get killed with the Annihilate. So there's definitely some glitch there. Like 5s is there, but he's kind of not there because he can get killed even when he uses Unbreakable Will. So it's a very strange glitch there with 5s. So try to always time it, if possible, that Arc Trooper or Echo here, once in Enrage, that they use Unbreakable Will. So in this case, I used it on Arc Trooper here. So there we go, we're doing over 2 million now on Rex's aerial advantage. And here comes Annihilate. Okay, so Arc Trooper took it, it's no problem. And again, thanks to Anakin's kit, we don't have to worry about here Nihilist doing any damage whatsoever to anybody, because he's going straight for health, and Anakin's kit basically prevents anybody dropping, any health as long as he's taunting. Okay, here we go. Obviously, there is one thing here. Now Nihilist will use his Force Drain and apply healing immunity that can't be resisted or cleansed on everybody, which means that from here on out, he'll be cycling through his Annihilates much faster. But as you can see, thanks to that slight change in his air that I mentioned before, he resummons his minions, which means you never really run out of Unbreakable Will, even though that he's cycling through his Annihilates very quickly. Now we still have 60% to go, he's already enraged, so it might not look good at this point, but thanks to all the Unbreakable Will here that we still have to use, and him resummoning minions, will be able to sustain here throughout his enrage and finish him. Okay, again, so you can see doing some big hits now with both Arc Trooper and Echo here. No problems here, so just keep attacking. Here we go, so another Annihilate coming up. So again, try to time it, either Echo or Arc Trooper. So here I used it on Arc Trooper again. Trying to, save Rex and 5s for phase 2 if you can. So here we go. Another Annihilate taken by Arc Trooper. Let's see, Rexecute now, Rexalate, Rexecute, whatever you call it. Over 3 million there on the aerial advantage. So doing good progress, we're below 50% now on Nihilist. Here we go. So he resummoned his minions again. Now I don't know, is this intentional or not, but whenever minions are resummoned, quickly take out the first one that's got Unbreakable Will, just so you can regain it, because as you can see, Nihilist got Annihilate coming up here, and this time I used it on Echo. Here we go. So now Echo will take it. And just keep calling Echo with 5s because Echo's basic attack does really big damage now after 5 sacrifice. Here we go, more turn meter boost, another aerial advantage coming up. There we go. Now let's see what we can do here. Nice big hit. Did about what? About 8% there already of Nihilist's health. So, you know, doing some big hits. We'll quickly now cycle through this and get into phase 2. But again, you gotta keep an eye out there on the Force Drain and on the Annihilate as well. Okay, here we go. Now, if you look at the Nihilist's counter there, he has Force Drain ready to be used, and his counter is on 4. So now that you got 5 guys with debuffs, if his Annihilate counter is on 5 or less, when he will use Force Drain, he will be able to use Annihilate. So when that happens, you need to make sure, again, to use Unbreakable Will on somebody so he doesn't kill them. But if his Annihilate counter would be on 6, then you don't need to worry about him using Force Drain and straight away annihilating somebody. So just something you need to now keep an eye on is on that Annihilate counter and Force Drain. So that's why I used here Unbreakable Will, again on Arc Trooper, trying to save Rex and 5s as possible, and whenever he resummons minions, just get rid of them quickly. There we go. Another big hit here, doing 160k there with Arc Trooper on his special attack. More turn meter here, again calling Echo to assist. So you can see his basics doing really nice damage here. Here we go. So we're nearly down to 30% on Nihilist here. Another aerial advantage, 4.5 million here. It's only 22% to go. It's probably one more aerial advantage, or maybe 2 more. And, you know, we'll solo this phase now. Okay. Again, looking at his counters. There. He's got, what, 1 turn to Force Drain. So again, we'll have to slowly start thinking about who's going to take it. And unfortunately, neither Echo here nor Arc Trooper have Unbreakable Will. So in this case, I would choose 5s to use Unbreakable Will, which will kill him, unfortunately. But I really want to save Rex for phase 2. Make sure he's got full health there, so Sion doesn't kill him by any chance. And that's what happened there. And as you can see, there's a slight glitch there. I used Unbreakable Will on 5s, but he does not have the Unbreakable Will icon now above him. So Nihilist will still target him, but he will kill him. So he kind of has Unbreakable Will, but doesn't have it. There's definitely a glitch there. But because of this glitch, you know, it makes it easier to do it. So there you go. He annihilate 5s. And you know, that's okay. Obviously, if I would keep 5s, I would be able to do more damage in phase 2 here. But as long as these guys now here can finish this, okay, only 6% to go. We should be good here. They can still do about 50% in phase 2, these guys, so that's not a problem if you lose 5s. Just need to make sure you save Rex, at least for my testing. So here we go. Just a few more hits on here. Yeah, probably have to use another aerial advantage here before he gets his Annihilate out. Here we go. Alright. Yeah, here we go. Alright, so he'll use Force Drain on his next turn, so need to make sure to kill him now if we can. And there we go. Let's see what Rex can do on his final aerial advantage here. 5.5 million. That was a big hit in the end to finish off Nihilist. And now we are ready to go into phase 2 here. Now in phase 2, to be honest, you can just hit auto if you want. There is nothing really to it. It's just, you know, keep pouring all the offense into Sion and use AoEs to kill the minions. Not much really here to do. Even on autoplay, you know, you can do anywhere between 40 and 50% here in phase 2. No problem whatsoever, or you can manually play it if you want. It's up to you really. As you can see, both Arc Trooper and Echo, they will recover health very quickly, and that's why I said try to use Unbreakable Will on them if you can in phase 1 and save Rex. Apart from that, you know, it's pretty straightforward. To be honest, phase 2 in all of the phases is probably the most straightforward phase for any team you take in. There are no like tricks or anything. It's just, you know, pure damage. And again, you know, thanks to Skywalker's kit, your guys will be able to survive all the way through in rage, no problem whatsoever. So I won't bore you here. Now, you know, with this phase 2, as you can see, you just keep pouring in offense. Nothing to do here. I'll just speed it up. And I'll see you at the end of the video. Alright, here we go. So I see aerial advantage doing over 3 million heal already. Now, as Sign is approaching Enrage, ideally you would have Skywalker standing here, so he can take that first hit. Otherwise, Sign will just kill off all your clones. So let's see if I can line this up. Unfortunately, that counterattack brought Skywalker to its knees, which will leave now my clones exposed here. So now Sign will just kill all of them here, unfortunately. And because of it, I wasn't able to use their aerial advantage one more last time. And, you know, that's why I didn't kind of reach 50% there of phase 2. But if I would align that maybe better in this run, like I said, in most cases, I do about 50% of phase 2 there. Especially if you have 5s alive, is much easier then. But anyway, let's see the total score now here from this run. A couple more hits, that should do it. Okie dokes, let's see the score here. So I think it's around 70 million. Yeah, so there you go, guys. Soloed phase 1 with General Skywalker and full 501st team, and did, you know, close to 50% here in phase 2. Now, usually I would do about 70 million damage here, because I would get one more aerial advantage there out, or if I would have 5s. So that's what you can expect from this team, really. But again, I wasn't, you know, paying too much attention here to phase 2. It's just more like how to solo phase 1 here, and in phase 2, just hit autoplay or manual play, then you'll score anywhere between 60 and 70 million in total. Alright guys, hope you find this video useful and helpful, just showing you if you do have 501st squad, but you do not have Galactic Legend yet, you can still do some nice big damage here in Sith raid. Now the whole run takes about, I think, 15 minutes of real time. So even like that, as you can see, you know, it's quite quick, so you will not miss phase 3 and 4 if you do this. So it still gives you opportunity to throw in another team in phase 3 and phase 4, so you can then maybe get close to, you know, 80, 90, maybe even 100 million total damage, depends on what you have left in your roster, and, you know, hopefully secure you that top 10 spot, so you can get some nice rewards, hopefully. But until then, guys, thank you for watching, have fun, enjoy your life, and may the RNG be with you, my friends.